Hello, everybody, and welcome to a review of Tying a Knot with the Amagami Sister, Episode 8. Now, last week, this is one of those arcs where the stars are in line, the future about where these three goes, where the future holds for Yuna, where the future holds for Asahi, what does the future hold for Yai. Each of them has the future as to who gonna represent the shrine, and this whole waifu wars of out of the three who's gonna marry the guy. It's one of those like, okay, we gotta know more about where this story leads to with this. Now last week again, this was a arc because it's all breaking down to like the moon part. Like it says new moon, then it's the half moon, then it's the full moon. So it's like this is dedicating to like Yumako's like what does the future holds for these three. And that's what we get in this arc. Each of them has their prediction. And now, even going back to last week, Uryu has this vision. He sees the freaking future. So you're telling me after all 24 episodes of this, we're going to see him with the future of who he's going to end up with? He probably going to end up with all three, or he probably going to end up with Yuna. I'm not surprised if he ain't even ended up with her. But I really want him to end up with Yai. I really freaking do. And now last week did focus on Yuna's behalf as her future. Now we're going to look forward to these two, Asahi and Yai, the oldest and the youngest. So let's see where this goes in this review of Tying a Knot with the Amagami Sisters, Episode 8. Okay, now, let's break this down. This episode split into two parts, Yai and Asahi. Yai is the oldest, and we're focused on the youngest, Asahi. But let's focus on Yai. Yai is my favorite out of the three Amagami sisters. It's her, Yuna, and Asahi. You see, when I looked at Yai may have big breasts, and yeah, she may not be. I'm not saying she's Aho girl, airhead, stupid, but she is freaking smart. She is freaking smart. Let's stop right there. She may not be an airhead, but she's smart. At first, when I saw her, she was just people looked at her like she's some big-breasted bimbo. But she's not a big-breasted bimbo. She is really smart. She has talent amongst everything. I do like the fact that the MC pretty obvious that she was sitting there because it's so like, again, if you go back to his visions, the visions that he saw a vision where he's going to be finding her in a spot where she's going to be sad. And especially with Asahi, when she carrying on her back. He's like, he sees the freaking future. So it's not surprised for him finding her. Now, Yai is very smart. She used an abacus. Abacus, I can't pronounce it. Agabus? Abacus? Am I saying it right? Abacus? To know math. She is well smart. She knows math. She basically good at almost every talent you could think of. You say basketball, she'd be freaking good at it. She good at martial arts. She has talent among our dreams. Like really fucking talent. But she asks herself, what's the future for herself? And that's what this first half is. What is Yai's future? Because if you go back to her backstory, they showed us her backstory, how her mom is giving her displete rules on, you're going to marry this person. I already arranged your marriage. You're going to marry this person. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. It's the parent, basically the parent is controlling Yai's future. Yai never had a choice. She never had a choice where she's just like, I want to do this. And then the mom said, no, you're not doing this. You're going to do this. She never had like a choice. And that scene where she's going at the vending machine and trying to pick out a juice or soda, she can't decide. Because, again, her backstory explains that her past is holding her to a point where she can't decide on her own. She doesn't have like a decision making of what she wants to do with her life. It's always I can't stand the parents who tell their kids, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, all that stuff. I get it. The parent trying to control the kids to make sure they have a bright future. But let them decide their future. If they don't want to do this, let them move on. Let them do what they want to do. It's about, will they affect their future? Yeah, but let them live it. Let them learn by it. It's a choice. It's a choice. If she wants to, like, you want her to drink water, okay. But if she wants to drink soda, let her drink the freaking soda. Let do it. And that's what I saw in that. I also like a little bit of scene with the fan service that he sees when they fell. And, Uryu is still Uryu in terms of fan service specialist. I mean, literally just thinking about, naked. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that. I really am not. I mean, come on. When you're dealing with the Amagami sisters in a rom-com type vibe, of course you're gonna get a little bit of fan service. Not heavy fan service, but some fan service. And yeah, it was a brightly fan service showing images, screenshots of Yai in the bath. I mean, like literally, I'm pretty sure everyone says best girl. But please marry her. Also, there's some hints. I mean, look at Yai when she did this with the two hands like this. I mean, like in a kiss. They're gonna freaking kiss. I mean, Yai kissed her in the cheek. So they're gonna go at it. Now that's the first half. Now, let's talk about Asahi, the youngest of them all, the athletic, person of the group. You know, despite being her perverted ways, trying to sneaky her way, she's a very bright young child. Bright young girl. I mean, 14, and she's the brightest of them all. I mean, as athletic as she is, you know, she has another future of her own. I mean, like, again, this whole episode's about the future. And for Asahi's case, she's like, she got the word. Well, let me go back a bit. You know, this is one of those classic rom-coms at the end of the day when a guy wakes up, he sees two girls next to him. I mean, like, he's living the dream. He is living the harem rom-com dream, and we have seen that. Now, back to my point. Asahi. Asahi got this huge scholarship. This huge sports scholarship. They want her to go to Tokyo and go to the world of Blue Box, where everybody has is a school full of sports and all that scholarship. She got a scholarship to go to Tokyo and train, be the best athlete she can be. And again, it's in Tokyo, so she don't want to move. So now she has a choice. She wants to, like, should I go to Tokyo or should I stay with my sisters? Family is important for Asahi. Now, she's one of those girls, she don't express her feelings, but she don't want to hurt her family. And I see that because, again, as the youngest child, you know, she's afraid that if she were to tell him I'm going to Tokyo, I don't want to go. I mean, she tells him if you go to Tokyo, everyone will cry. She feels that if she says that right decision, it's going to affect the outcome of the Amagami sisters. Also telling Uryu to keep it a secret, which I like Uryu in this moment because he is so freaking bold. This guy is so bold. He is so bold that you know, he's not afraid to like speak the truth. Like, he's not afraid. He like, oh, guess what? I heard from Ashi she going to Tokyo, all that stuff. He's not afraid. Like, he can't even keep a secret. He cannot keep a secret. He's very bold with it. Telling the two sisters, hey, Ashi he got the scholarship, she's going to Tokyo. But the thing is, though, everybody knew. The sisters knew about this. She just waiting. She just want Ashi. They all want Ashi to be open mind and express how she feels. And then when they finally meet, she finally opens up and said, I'm not going. I'm staying. You know, pretty bold thing. But again, her running got her all tired. That again, the future. The freaking future. Uryu carrying Asahi at that moment. I'm like, yeah, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He could see the future. So I'm paying, like, come on. Are we surprised? Am I surprised about that scene, about that moment? No, because again, he already knew where he was gonna meet. He already knew what he gonna meet Yai. He already knew what he gonna do with carrying Asahi through the park thing. So I'm not surprised by all this. He sees the future. Uryu sees the future so much that he knew who you're gonna get married to, and it could be all three, or maybe Asahi, or maybe Yai. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna pick Asahi. Well, me personally, it's like my heart is saying marry Yai. But my mind is, when it comes to rom-coms like this, it's going to be most likely the tsundere girl ending up with the guy. So Yuna is probably going to be the one marrying him, in my mind, when it comes to rom-coms. That's how it's going to be. I see it. But overall, though, the theme for this episode was about the future. What's the future holds for Yai and Asahi? Because last week we saw the future of Yuna. What's Yuna's future? Now this is about Asahi and Yai's future. Are they going to be Amagami sisters? Are they going to college? Is Yai going to college or anything like that? Or Asahi going to another school? Like, the future holds for these three, and we don't know if they're going to be shrine maidens or not. Again, it's the future. Whatever they decide, it won't affect the three sisters. But overall, this was a good episode. It got us, yeah, the fan service a little there, but it did show us more about Asahi and Yai, especially Yai's backstory. And I want to see more about their backstories as well. Hopefully, later on in future episodes, we get to see more of it. Because Yai's story as a child is so depressing. But I want to see more and more detail into it, and we'll see where this goes. So I look forward for the next week episode of Tying It Out with Amagami Sisters, and I'll see you soon.